G'day, let's have a look at this CPTEC crimper. So the kit actually comes in quite a nice box. This will be relatively sturdy, provided you're throwing it around. I don't think you're really going to have any issues with this. The only thing to watch out for is it actually opens kind of upside down. So I first opened it like this, flipped it upwards, and it actually turns out that it's meant to open the other way. So either way, not a big deal. You open it downwards, and then you open that up and you're presented with this really nice foam and really nice precision cutouts for all of the tools. So just real quick here, this one here is the KFN30J. So we've got 7 different jaws that are interchangeable, obviously for different sort of crimps that we're using. So we'll do a demo of a couple of them and have a look at them, and then just sort of what's in the actual kit. So you get the actual crimper, you get a wire stripper, and then the actual interchangeable jaws. All right, so again, as I said, this is really nicely packaged in the box. It doesn't rattle, which is actually really nice. So if you do shake this around, it is all really sturdy in that foam. So that's good. The crimper itself comes out really nice, and it's just this sort of standard form factor, and you got that fixed handle up the top, and then that pivoting handle down the bottom. So the way you can see it in there, it's kind of locked in place. So the way to unlock it is you can just pull together on the handle, you hear that click, and then it pops out, and then you've kind of got that ratcheting mechanism there, and it will pop in place. The second way to actually release it, so this is also if you ever get stuck or put the wrong crimps in or anything like that and you need to release it, you just push this lever here. So as you push that, it just unlocks it and releases whatever's in that jaw. So that's good. So the material, this is made out of nice steel, and it is coated in a really, what seems to be a really decent coating, either powder coat or a nice paint. So I think that'll be fairly durable. There's no exposed metal that I can see, so it should be pretty good with rust resistance there. So I think that's good. As far as the handles are concerned, that orange color there is just a hard plastic, nothing special to that. And the grips here, we have this nice rubber overmold. So it's got these little tracks in there as well, which is just good if your hands do get sweaty. That rubber will help with better friction, and also those little grooves will just absorb and dissipate some of that water, so it won't be as slippery. So that's good. Nice, quite nice handle there. There's a spring tucked away here, which is obviously for the mechanism, so it provides that really nice spring force to then just spring itself outwards. And then here as well, we've just got a tension adjust, so you can just undo that, rotate it, and provide more tension on the tool. And then the key feature of this is the jaws, as I said, are interchangeable, so that's nice. And the really nice feature about this is it actually gets locked in place with this mechanism here, so they won't just fall out and you can't just pull them out. Some other tools you can just pull them straight out, and it's not really an issue. I haven't had them fall out, but I could see them getting hooked on something, and it kind of pulls it out. Whereas this, you do actually have to actuate it. So you just simply push that down and they slide right out. So that's really nice. Likewise with the bottom one, you just kind of push it in and slide it out, and they're really easily interchangeable. To put them in, you can just see, you can just put them there and push them. It will lock it in place, or you can push that button and just to make sure, give a bit of a wobble to make sure that they are locked in place. And then when you actuate that, you can see that alignment there is pretty spot on. So that's good, because you obviously want to make sure that the jaws are aligned really well. And some of these other interchangeable tools that I've worked with, especially cheaper ones, so your really budget tools, the alignment here is just going to be a little bit off. So it's all nice and fancy to have this multi-jaw feature, but then when it actually comes to using it, if that alignment's not there, the tool is pretty useless. All right, so that's good with that one. And then we just have a wire stripper here. So this is spring loaded as well. It has a little locking mechanism. You unlock it and then that just kind of springs out. So let's just do an example. This does also have a wire cutter on the bottom, so you can actually, for example, on here, you can actually just cut wire, and it does a pretty nice job. Especially with this thinner stuff, it doesn't really have an issue cutting it. And then as far as actually stripping is concerned, so you just have American wire gauge on the left here, and then millimeters on the right there for the diameter, which is really nice. So if you know what thickness your cable is or your core is, then that's the thickness that you use. So this one here I think is about, kind of looks like a 1.8 millimeter. So put it in there, and then you simply just pull it. And you can see first time that worked really well. So you can see that's actually grabbed the insulation really nice, held it, and then pulled out the core, which is exactly what you want to see. So that's done a really nice job stripping that. So once you strip it, you just give it a bit of a twist, and then let's just grab, let's grab a bootlace and put that on. So I think it's probably going to be about, yeah, about 1.5 millimeters. I think that'll fit in. Actually, that's probably a little bit thicker. So you give that a nice twist, push it in, and that's really nice. And now obviously the jaws on here aren't the right ones, so what you can do is you can have a look here and it will tell you exactly what jaws you need. So we've got the bootlace ferrous there, and they're between 0.5 and 10 millimeters squared, so we're going to be using the 10WF. If you want to take it a size up, they just have then the bigger boots and then all these other connectors down here, but 10WF is what we're after. So the nice thing about this is all the tools are actually marked, so, or the jaws are actually marked, sorry. So what we've got, you can see here, that slides together really nice, but up the top left we've got the 10WF, and then down the bottom here as well. So that's good. It's just nice that both of those are marked, so they will always match together, and you can see that slides in really nice. All right, so again, changing the tools, simply press that, pull these guys out, chuck them wherever, and then slide the new tool in, or the new jaw in, and there we go. Just do a quick little test run, make sure they do align. So that aligns really well, and that's it. And then we have markings up the top here, so we want to go for that 1.5 millimeter, just because that's what this one is. So let's put it in to the 1.5, push it through, give it a nice squish, and there we go. So that's pressed it in there really nice. And that's crimped on really well. Yeah, I can't pull that. I can't pull that off at all. That's done a really good job. No way, not even with the combination pliers grabbing it. So that's really good. Once you've crimped something, it's always good to give it a test, make sure that's holding in there really well. So, but now say you want to switch over and put maybe a spade crimp on. So one of these guys, you simply come over here, see what that is. So we've got a spade crimp, which is this one. Actually, we're using insulation. So this spade crimp here has insulation, some of them don't. So you just keep an eye out on what tool you use or what jaw you use, but we're going to be using that bottom one. So 03C is what we want, which I'm pretty sure is the ones that it actually came with. Yeah, so you can see on both sides, on both of these tools, you can see that 03C written, which is nice. So you can kind of always easily identify it. And again, for switching the jaws, nice and easy, you just hit that button, put it in. Now, one thing to mention is you can't actually put these in upside down. So, I mean, you can put them in this way, but it doesn't really matter because then the color's just on this side here. So the tool will still work just fine. Doesn't really matter how you put this in. It's just that color might be on the other side, but there's no issue in putting it in the wrong spot. It'll work just fine. But this is just a good way here because I'm right-handed, so I have this in my right hand. And then I can just see that on the left. And what you can kind of see there is this didn't click in properly. So let me show you that again. When I put it in, it got locked in that position there. So that's why you want to test it and come in, right? So what happens is if you lock the tool, you obviously can't compress it anymore to release it, but you need to fix this. You just hit that little lever on the bottom and that just unlocks it, and then you can come back and fix it. So push that in, put it in one more spot, give it another test. That's good to go. And then you can actually come. All right, so we've got this one here. Let's grab the stripper, put it in about here, strip it. Strip it, give it a quick little twist, and then we can put this through. So that's probably a little bit too long. So you just come back nice and easy and clip it. Now, the way I like to do this is you just put this crimp into the tool and lock it a little bit. So you obviously hear that ratcheting and it locks it in place, right? So that's just simply sitting there in the tool, but it does keep it locked in place. So the reason I like to do that is then because you can come in with your other hand and actually put that cable in exactly how you want it and adjust that length at the front, and then you actually start putting pressure on the tool and actually crimping it together. This does need quite a bit of pressure, so use both hands, and if you push down the back here, that'll just give you a lot more leverage, so it'll be easier for you to push. And there, that's gone all the way through. You can kind of feel that difference in the pressure. It's unlocked it, and then you just let it go, and then it just releases that back out, and you can see that crimp is in the tool. You just pop it out, and that's done a really nice job. I did crimp it slightly sideways, but it doesn't really matter. It's still crimped properly. And again, if you do the test with combination pliers here, I'm really pulling on that as strong as I can, and I just cannot. That just doesn't move at all. So that's how you know it's done a really good job. That crimp there will not come out. So it's done. That's done a really nice job. Now, this is exactly what the use case of this is. If you are using this and you have a couple of different crimps that you do use, so a couple of different ones are demonstrated here, and you don't want to have one tool or one crimping tool for each of these different types, this is exactly what you get. So the KFN30J from KF CPTEC Tools is a really good option for going with something like this, because this is a really nice, basically 7-in-1 tool, because you've got those 7 different jaws that you can exchange really easily, and then just obviously crimp a whole bunch of different connectors and put it on with this one tool. So I really like it, pops away really nice, and it comes with these wire strippers as well, which is just nice to have, and the little carry box. And one thing that I said before is that these seem to be on the wrong way, or just different to how some other tools are, but I think you can actually flip them, so this should come apart. Yeah, there we go. So it is actually identical, and the way I saw that was with the box here, you can see that little lip there. It's got it on this side, but then it's got it the other way on this side. So you can actually just take that off and put this back on if you do want it to open up a different way, but probably not a really big deal. There you go. You can have it like that, one on each as well. All right, really much like this thing. I recommend this if you just need a tool, a crimp tool, and you want to spend a little bit more money to get one that's interchangeable. Get a 7-in-1. This is nice and easy, takes up less space, and you've got it handy when you need these other crimps, and you never know when you'll need these other crimps, so it might just be really handy to have it sitting around. All right, as always, there's links down below to this tool. If you like this video, hit the like button. It really helps the channel. And also, if you want to see more of this sort of stuff, tool reviews and random bits and pieces around the workbench, definitely consider subscribing and turn on those notifications so you're notified when my videos come out. Thanks very much for the support, and as always, have a good one.